Hello, my name is Agatha, and this is the astrological forecast for the month of July 2017. This is a very general reading. If you'd like a private consultation, please send an email to dunyazade@gmail.com and I'd be delighted to work with you. This month, the full moon happens on the 9th of July at 17 degrees of Capricorn, and then the new moon happens on the 23rd of July at 0 degrees of Leo. And we're gonna start with the sign of Aries. Aries. How will the month of July be for you, Aries? Okay, this full moon in Capricorn, in your case, Aries, where does it happen? It happens in your 10th house. So it's going to be a culmination connected with your career, with your profession, for others, with your public image, the way you are seen by society at large. So some of you, I'm sorry, in this is not a very easy full moon because it makes a T-square with Jupiter in Libra, and it's going to be conjunct Pluto. So it could be a very transformative month for some of you, Aries, in terms of career, in terms of profession. So you might, maybe leave a career, so you want to start a new one. Others, you might leave a job. Others, you might be fired. Others, you might, there's the end of a contract, or a contract isn't renewed. For others, it could be a new boss enters your life, and this boss is going to completely transform your career and your profession and even your public image, and it's not going to be an easy transformation. For others, it could be like a boss leaves your place of employment, and this boss leaving, it could be even a woman, an older woman will completely transform your profession, your career. For others, it could be, for instance, a change in how you are seen publicly, socially. You might get a divorce. You might be separated. If it's a divorce, it's not going to be an easy one. Okay, Aries. So the new moon in Leo. The new moon in Leo, in your case, is going to happen in your 5th house. So for some of you, if there's a separation or a divorce about 2 weeks ago, it could be that around the 23rd of July, you already have someone new, or you're already searching for someone new. It could be like coup de foudre, it could be love at first sight, or at least lust at first sight. You might encounter someone extremely fast. For others, it could be that you get the news that you're pregnant, or your spouse is pregnant, or your girlfriend is pregnant, or even for others, it could be the birth of a child, and it might require surgery. I mean, of course, no, but it might be a bit more difficult than you have anticipated. But some news connected with children, or it could be like a child, your son or your daughter gives you news, gives you a message of some kind, and it could be a very good one. It could be a very, very positive message, either connected with your children, or one of your kids, or your kid gives you a message. Okay, this could be also new beginnings in the life of your child. So not necessarily anything connected with you, but there's a new beginning in the life of your kid. And this could be anything like, having a boyfriend, having a girlfriend, starting something new, starting some sort of new activity. So it could be many things. Now going to the sign of Taurus. How will the month of July be for you? The full moon on the 9th of July at 17 Capricorn, Taurus. In your case, where does it happen? It happens in your 9th house. So for some of you, it could be the end of your university studies, but it might not end the way you wanted it to end, because maybe you don't have the grades that you've that you'd prefer to have. These might be, you might have bad grades, or others it could be that you just give up a college education and you don't finish your university studies and you just leave because you might need to work, for instance, or for health reasons you might need to leave university for a while. For others it could be the end of a trip that you did to a foreign land, and this trip to a foreign land completely changed and transformed your life. So you might be returning from a foreign land, you might be coming back, and you might have been in a foreign land for a very long time as an immigrant, Taurus. Or it could be simply you went on a trip. It could be like a vacation trip or a business trip, but this trip to a foreign country completely changed your life, okay? And I would advise you to be, if you're going to do a trip around the 9th of July, so finally it's not finishing up, but you're going to, it could be vacation, because July, for many it's connected with vacations and holiday. If you're going on holiday to a foreign country, be very careful with the people you associate with. Be very careful with that, okay? There might be some how do I say, a possibility of some sort of violence. I don't want to scare you, but I want to tell you what I see, okay? What else? It could be that you're sick and tired of religion, of organized religion, and you just quit it. And you have a fit, there's a big argument, and you might even have a big argument with a very powerful religious figure, and you just quit going to church or going to the mosque or going to the synagogue or whatever, and you just end it. What else? And probably this would be related to habits and ritual, and what type of ritual is the right type, and what is right and what is incorrect. And this religious figure is really authoritarian and really wants to impose his or her way of doing things in terms of ritual. What else? This could be at the end of a relationship with a with the in-laws, like sister-in-law, brother-in-law, and I would say like an older woman who is your sister-in-law, and this person is really controlling and possessive and mean even, and you might have like a very big fight and you just end the relationship with this person, and you just don't want to talk to her or him any longer. So this is the full moon. And then Taurus, the new moon on the 23rd of July, in your case, in Leo, where does it happen? It happens in your 4th house. So there's a new beginning here connected with your close family. Close families, mother, father, siblings, husband, son, daughter. There's a new beginning connected, I would say, with a male figure that belongs to your close family. Could be your brother, could be your son. Maybe your son comes to you with a message, and I would say a very happy message. It could be your husband, who also tells you something which I would say it's more or less positive. It could be your husband, could be your brother, or it could be like a new house. Maybe you are moving to a new house, to a new flat, to a new apartment, and this might happen rather quickly. Maybe you've been looking and searching for a while, and maybe your husband said, I found the perfect place and I'm gonna move next week, or something like that. So something positive connected with house, with the domestic environment. And if you need the money to do this move, the money will magically appear, I would say. So it's better. At the end of the month, I would say Taurus is a lot better. Now let's go to the next sign, which is Gemini. Gemini. How will the month of July be for you? Gemini, the full moon on the 9th of July happens on your 8th house. So this is an ending connected with shared resources or with some sort of tax problem, if you had some sort of tax issue, there might be like a bill that comes up, and you will not like this tax bill. It will be way too much. It will make you really mad, okay? This tax bill might be connected with either your children or more entertainment. If you, for instance, Gemini, if you have any sort of business connected with entertainment, the taxes that you'll have to pay will be bigger than usual, and there will be like a big massive bill that might come your way, and you will not like it at all. It's going to be massive, it's going to be really big, and you won't like it. Or it could be something more simple. Imagine that you just ordered something for you, like a game, for instance, and you ordered this object, this game, in a foreign country, but when you get this game, you have to pay the customs tax, and it's massive. It could be even more expensive than the game itself. So you won't like that at all. For others, it could be the end of a relationship, because the 8th house is also the house of, you know, sensuality or sexual intimacy, or intimacy itself. So this could be the end of a love relationship with someone else. And maybe this person was way too controlling, and it got to a point, Gemini, that you just couldn't take it anymore, or he or she just demanded way too much, even in terms of, not just in terms of your general relationship, but even in, how do I say, intimately, he or she demanded too much or controlled you too much. Even in terms of money, this person might have tried to control your money and your finances. But this person was a catalyst for a very big transformation in your life, Gemini. A really big transformation in your life. For others, it could be that you finally got fed up with this boyfriend or this girlfriend, because it was fun for a while, but then you find out that maybe they were dating more than one person, and they were not really committed to you, and you wanted commitment, Gemini, and it had to end. But there's some sort of big clash between you and a romantic partner. For others, it could be the end of shared finances, meaning, so if you lived with this person, if you lived with this partner, he or she leaves, or you leave, and then you will no longer be sharing your finances, you know. So it could be that. Another way, it could be that your son or your daughter leaves your home, and they might leave because they want to be free and independent. They don't want to be under your thumb anymore. You might be the one who's controlling, okay? You might be controlling way too much your son or your daughter, and they just get fed up and they just leave, and therefore you cut them off financially. So it's your decision. So there's many ways of reading the same lunation, Gemini. Now let's go to the new moon, Gemini. In your case, it happens in the 3rd house. The new moon in Leo in the 3rd house. There could be, it's much more lighter, it's more pleasant, this new moon, and you might be having a very positive message. You might be getting a message, for instance, from it could be a younger child, you know, it could even be your son or your daughter, if he or she left. You know, maybe 2 weeks after they leave, they will be contacting you, or it could be like a pleasant message from your sibling, from your sister or from your brother. I would say maybe more your brother. Maybe they're contacting you because they want to share some good news with you. There's some sort of new endeavor, maybe that a male in your family, I would say a male sibling, might be about to start. Maybe they'll just contact you to say, look, I'm going to start a new business and I'm so happy. For others, is that you might decide to buy a new car, a flashy new car, a really exuberant and luxurious car, or a very fast bike. You know, you might be buying something like that, Gemini, just to help you feel better. It could be that. So it could be lots of messages around this time on the 33rd of July. You might be getting a lot of messages. People might be contacting you, or you might be contacting other people also. For others, it could be like a decision to start some sort of a new, you know, you decide to go to do a course, not or to study something new, but not. This is not university studies. This could be, for instance, it could be even something like um, learning how to fix bikes. I don't know. I'm just saying this because there's Mars, and Mars is connected with anything which is mechanical. So, or it could be any other thing. But you might kind of, but you do it whatever course that you decide, whatever study you decide to do. It's something that it's fun for you. You do it because you want to have fun, Gemini. Now the next sign is Cancer. Cancer. How will the month of July be for you, Cancer? In your case, Cancer, this full moon in Capricorn is going to happen in your 7th house. So for some of you, it might be a separation, a divorce that comes out. Whatever happens, this is not out of the blue. Okay, if you were having problems with your spouse or your long-term partner, this around the 9th of July, it's like the final blowout. The very there might be a very harsh conflict between the two of you, but this does not happen out of the blue. Okay, for others it could be your spouse is leaving, moving, there's a separation, there's a divorce, or you yourself, Cancer, you are the one who chooses to leave. Okay, you are the one who chooses to leave the house, the apartment. It's just like, I can't take it anymore, I cannot live with this person anymore. Or you force him or her out. Okay, you might be like, I own the house, I paid for the house, or something like that. You need to leave. Others, it might not be your long-term partner or your spouse. It could be a business partnership that ends in a very bad way. Whatever the reason, it just ends. Maybe the person with whom you were having this business partnership is way too controlling and possessive, authoritarian, and you just got fed up with it. Or this person leaves, if you have a business partnership with someone. Another way of reading it, it could be your second child, daughter or son, doesn't matter. I would say more like a daughter. There could be some sort of conflict with your second child. I'm thinking second daughter, but it could be second daughter, second son. A very big conflict. And some of you might, I don't want to say you end the connection with your son or your daughter, second son or your daughter, but for some of you it could be that, because maybe this person is just, it's almost impossible to get along with. And they might be overly egocentric, almost narcissistic-like. So that could be the reason. Now, if everything is okay with your second son or second daughter, there might be a very big ending in their life. Like your second son or daughter might get divorced, might get separated, might even, move house. Whatever it is, it's big, it's explosive. It is not out of the blue, but it's big. Now, in a more positive way, what could it be a very big thing? It could be like winning the lottery. Winning the lottery would be like an explosive, big thing and positive. So if you are listening to this, Cancer, especially if you have like the rising sign in Cancer, and if you have more than one kid, speak to your second child, son or daughter, and tell them, hey, buy the lottery. or tell your husband to do the same, okay? Or your long-term partner. This could also be a contract that comes to an end. This contract might be connected with the place you live, and maybe you were expecting this contract, this lease to be renewed, there's a renewal, but this does not happen. But it could be any type of contract, maybe connected with the services that you get on your house, like internet, television, phone. But there's some sort of contract that might come to an ending. Okay? So the new moon, Cancer, on the 23rd of July, in your case, it happens in your second house. So there's new beginnings connected with your money, with the money that you earn, with your finances. So there might be like a new source of income. Maybe you feel, or another thing that I haven't mentioned before on the full moon was that there might be like a very explosive ending connected with the life of your spouse, but you are okay, like both of you are okay, but maybe he might be returning, he or she might be returning home, and out of the blue he tells you or she tells you, I just got fired, or something like that. So a very big change in your spouse's life. It could be like even a death in the family in your spouse's life. Okay, so, and then 2 weeks later, on the 23rd of July, the new moon in Leo, happening in your second house, tells me of this need to increase your sources of income. So you kind of very quickly identify another way of making money, and you put that into action, I would say. It could be something that you do online, and you do it quickly. So there's like there might be a new source of income. And that might be very positive new beginnings connected with your finances, with your money. Okay, I would say it's more positive at the end of the month, Cancer. Now let's go to the next sign, which is Leo. The next sign, Leo. How will the month, Leo, of July be for you? Well, in your case, Leo, the full moon at 17 Capricorn on the 9th of July is going to happen on your 6th house. So for some of you, there might be a culmination or an ending connected with your health. Now, this could be positive or negative, though this is not a very positive new moon. I'm sorry to tell you. You might get some not so positive news connected with your health. Not that this is necessarily bad, okay? So for instance, you might receive tests. So around the 9th of July, maybe you did tests a few weeks ago, and around the 9th of July, you get the results of those tests, and the results are not very positive, and they might scare you, and they might force you to make a complete change in your life, a complete change in your diet, and a complete change in your exercise regime. If you don't have an exercise routine, you might have to start. And if you do have an exercise routine, you might have to change it to something different. Also, if you are exercising, be very careful with what type of exercise you choose, because you might have some sort of health issue connected with your exercise regime. So don't overdo it. There might be like this tendency, Leo, lately to overdo anything connected with the exercise that you do. So you just push yourself too hard. Some of you are pushing yourselves too hard, and it might be very bad around the 9th of July, because you might actually damage yourself. So don't overdo it. What else? It could be the way you eat. I'm going to give you an example. I'm not saying this will be so. It's just an example. Imagine that you are a long time vegan, and then you get the results of your exams, and you discover that the way you eat is actually affecting in a negative way your health. So you need to change your diet, even if you don't like it, even if it goes against your principles. You have to change your diet. So your long-term diet, the diet that you've been having for a very long time, it's affecting you in a negative way. And you will not like to hear these news. You won't like it. You won't like it at all. You will be stuck in your way of thinking, because you'll be like, Leo will be like, I'm right and you're wrong. So like a doctor might be telling you this, and you might feel that this doctor or these medical professionals might be telling you this in a very arrogant sort of way, or it might be you that you are contesting the results in a very arrogant sort of way, in a very, I know this is right and you are wrong and blah blah blah, and it could be like it's a fight of wills almost. Another way of reading it, it could be connected with your work environment. A colleague might leave, or you might have like a very conflict with a colleague or a group of colleagues where you work. This could be an older female who's very authoritarian, who's very controlling, so this is not a nice person to be working with, and you really don't like working with this person. I'm just trying to find here something. There's Scorpio in the 4th house. So where's Mars? Mars in the 12th house. So this person could be like a secret enemy who is your work colleague, Leo. And it could be an older woman. And you just don't take it anymore, and you have a very big conflict with her or him. It could be a guy also, or this person has a conflict with you, has a very big problem with you. This person is too domineering, too controlling, too authoritative, and very set on their ways, and very arrogant, very judgmental, and it's almost impossible to speak in a rational way with this person, and things come to a very difficult end around the 9th of July with the full moon in Capricorn. Others, it could be, everything is fine with you and your colleagues, but you find out that one of your colleagues left. I mean, they got fired, or they just simply had to leave. And there's no sort of issue with this colleague or this co-worker. There never was. But you just find out that they left. It could even be like a manager who left, or it could be in other cases. You find out that you come to work and you find out like one of your bosses, like not the bigger ones, like the type of leaders that you work on a day-to-day basis, like middle management. You find out that one of them died in a car accident, and it was rather sudden and unexpected. So there's many different ways of reading this. Another way is, what else? I think I've mentioned everything. Health, co-workers. Yeah, others, it could be a pet. I hope not, but a pet dies. I hope that doesn't happen. But it could be that, Leo. And it could be a car accident, like a pet just gets run over by a car. It could be that. I hope not. And then, Leo, the new moon on the 23rd of July, it's going to happen in your 1st house. And this is a very pleasant new moon, honestly. And you might have some sort of, and it's connected with yourself, with anything connected with your life. So pleasant new beginnings for you at all levels. It could be like in your professional life, it could be in your personal life, it could be in your love life. It's something good, something new, something very pleasant. You might receive news, you might get a message, a very pleasant message that will fill you with contentment. It's something that this is the 23rd of July, and in August, a month from now, more or less, on the 21st of August, there's a solar eclipse in Leo at 28 degrees of Leo. And this Mercury in this new moon on the 23rd of July, this new moon in Leo is going to be conjunct Mars. So you're going to be very active. You want to actively defend your interests. But also in your first house you have the North Node in Leo, and you have Mercury at 26 degrees of Leo, and it's going to be conjunct this North Node. You might be getting a message connected with your path in life for the next 18 months. So it's an initial message around the 23rd of July, 5 days before or 5 days after. And this message is initial. It's an initial message. It will more fully bloom around the 21st of August. So whatever happens on the 23rd of July, 23rd, 24th, 25th, you'll get much more major developments around the same theme, around the same message, around the same communication on the last week of August. So just be aware of any type of messages that you might be getting around the 23rd of July, because these themes will be apparent a month from now, okay? And it's going to be positive, and you're going to like it, okay? You're going to like it very much. This message can come even from a very big institution or from a group of friends, a group of loving friends who really, really like you, really, so loving friends. It could be loving friends, it could be a very large institution that wants to work with you. So it could be many different things, Leo. Now moving on to the next sign, which is Virgo. Virgo. How will the month of July be for you? Well, the full moon happens on the 9th of July, Virgo. In your case, it's going to happen in the 5th house, and it's a difficult full moon. It's in Capricorn. It's going to be conjunct Pluto. So some of you might be ending a love relationship. You might be having a love relationship, a love affair with someone who might turned out, Virgo, to be a bit controlling, a bit domineering, even a bit ruthless, and their authoritarian type of ways, or controlling and possessive type of ways, have been he or she has been like this for a very long time, but things come to a culmination, and I would say a negative culmination, around the 9th of July, Virgo, and you just get fed up. It could be you get fed up and you just end this relationship and this love affair. Maybe this person is trying to control your money. It may be, Virgo, this is something that you will not allow. Maybe they're trying to take your money or something like that. It could be the other way around. The other person might end the love affair that they have with you, because they think that you're just with them. This is not true, okay? This is not necessarily true. This is how maybe the other person phrases it and tells you, like, oh, you're just a gold digger. I don't want to be with you. You just take all of my money. You're only with me for my money. Or they think they're spending way too much money with you. Or you only want, Virgo, you only want expensive stuff. You only want luxurious stuff, and very expensive. And I can't afford you. So this is the way they might phrase it. I mean, I'm not saying that this is necessarily true, or the true reason why they end the relationship with you. Okay? They might end the relationship with you just because they see that you, Virgo, you are not easily controlled. That you have a very healthy self-esteem. And you will not be backed into a corner, and you will defend your self-esteem. So this person maybe doesn't control you anymore, or finds it very hard to control you the way they used to, and they just end the relationship, and they just give a some bullshit reasons for doing so. Others, it could be an ending connected with your kids, your child, your son, your daughter. I would say more daughter. So it could be, some of you might be, you might have like a very large conflict with your daughter. It could be a son as well. Maybe you're thinking your daughter costs way too much money and maybe she's dependent on you in terms of money, or she just demands from you money and you just don't give her money anymore. And it doesn't matter how old this daughter is. It could be, again, it could be a son. She could be, 17 and she could be 30. I don't know. And you're just sick of she's spending your money or demanding too much money or whatever, and you just might have a conflict with her because of that. For others, everything is okay with your daughter or your son. Everything is fine. Between the relationship that you have with your child is fine. However, something might come to an ending in your kid's life. So they might be separated, they might be getting a divorce, they might be fired, it could be something like that. If you're having a child, okay, for others it could be a child that comes into your life that will completely transform your life, and this child will cost you money. So you might, for some of you Virgos, around the 9th of July, if you're about to have a kid, it might be a daughter. She might have health issues, I'm sorry to tell you. It's not necessarily something that's forever, okay? It might be health issues that will be transformative, but not necessarily something bad, okay? But there could be a birth of a daughter. Again, it could be a son. And you find out that she has health issues, and these health issues, to take care of those health issues, is going to cost a lot of money. It's going to cost a lot of money, not necessarily for a very long time. It could even be up to October, more or less, 2017. So, or it could be longer than that, of course. But these issues will it will transform your life. This birth of a child. Maybe you'll be aware of things connected with babies or some sort of health issues that you had no idea of, and maybe you'll become an advocate to this particular issue from then on, after your child is fully recovered. This is what I mean when this child will completely transform your life. They will come and they will make you aware of issues that you had no idea before they showed up in your life. Now, this could be read in a different way also. Everything is fine with your kid. You're about to become a mother, or you're about to become a parent, okay? The only thing is, the birth, it's going to cost you a lot of money. Okay, it's going to cost, everything is fine in terms of health, but it's going to cost you. Okay, it's going to be expensive. Now, Virgo, and when you get the bill, the hospital bill, you're going to be, oh my God. So it could be something more simple. It could be something like that. It could be, what else? The 5th house is also the house of luck. So buy a lottery ticket. Don't overdo it. Don't go nuts. Don't go betting the house. You could also bet, but again, don't go insane, because there might be, for some of you, there might be a possibility that you might win big. Okay, and this is the thing that will completely transform your lives. Suddenly you have lots and lots of money. Again, it could be something simple, like a $1 bet, €2 bet, something simple. Doesn't have to be extremely expensive. Okay, don't go insane. Another way of reading it, if you are a creative person, around the 9th of July, Virgo, you might be finishing up a creative project. Okay, And this creative project kind of fills you with fear, or you might be very... This creative project might transform your life in an economic sort of way. At the same time, you will defend your art to the very end. You will be very arrogant, or others will see you as very arrogantly defending your art and the way you do it, and this is how it needs to be done, and you don't take advice from anyone. But you're really protective and defensive, connected with this artistic project. And this is not necessarily a bad thing, okay? Or you might be spending a lot of money just to finish up this creative project, whatever it is. Let's say you are a painter, Virgo. So you might be buying lots and lots of expensive painting, how do you say, material to finish up this creative project. Now, this painting, so this series of paintings. The new moon on the 23rd of July, Virgo, happens in Leo. It's going to happen in your 12th house. So it's a very generally a very positive new moon. This could be time to relax. You know, it could be you decide around the next 2 weeks after the 23rd of July, more or less. It's going to be more like a time to relax, to spend time with yourself. Even if you have some sort of activity, you will find it relaxing, and you want to do, Virgo, you want to do this activity on your own. I'm going to give you an example. Maybe you start running. For instance, you might decide to run. Maybe you've run with partners, with others, but now you want to run on your own. For the next 2 weeks, more or less, you want to do this activity, but you want to do it alone. Because it's like a way to recharge batteries. It's a way to also be creative somehow. Also, you might be starting in secret a new creative project. Secretly, you might be starting a new creative project. You might be getting very important messages in your dreams. I would advise you to write down your dreams, Virgo, because you might be getting great ideas for anything that has to do with creativity. You might be getting great information in your dreams, like great new ideas. Another way of reading it, I don't know if you, like I said, for others, for some of you, there might be like something connected to 2 weeks prior with a child. It could be a birth of a child. Now, I'm thinking that maybe some of you, those that haven't had the child yet, maybe you get the news that you're about to have a kid, or maybe the date for the birth will be set up 2 weeks prior, around the 9th of July. But around the 23rd of July, you might be some of you might be even getting messages from your unborn child in your in your dreams. So some of you might be, if you're about to have a child, if you want to have a child, if you're making treatments, fertility treatments, which are really expensive, by the way, really, really expensive. Some of you might be having fertility treatments in order to have a kid. This kid who is about to come into your life, you might have a message from this child, your future son or daughter, in your dreams. It could be a male. I'm thinking he's a male. Okay? Now, he might be born around the 21st of August. And maybe he's just checking in, telling you like a month prior, like get everything ready, or maybe just saying hi before he gets born, or maybe he's telling you, I want this name, I want to be called, this is my name, this will be my name. Some sort of message. Kind of checking in before he actually comes into Earth. I'm thinking it's male. It could be a female, but I'm thinking it's male. A baby boy. Virgo, what else it could be? It could be a revelation of a secret connected with a younger male. Now, it could be someone in your family, but not necessarily. This could be a revelation with this of a secret connected with a young male. This young male, you might have like some sort of love relationship with him. If you're a woman, most of my viewers are women. Virgo, if you're having a relationship with a very controlling person, I'm thinking this is a young male, very arrogant, my way or the highway, very possessive, and there might be a revelation of a secret about this guy around the 23rd of July, but not necessarily. It could be like your younger sibling, your younger male sibling, or any other male in your life. But this secret is not necessarily bad. It could be a very positive secret, you know. This is not necessarily a bad thing. This could even be like secretly, if you are dating someone and this person is not a bad person, is not controlling, is not possessive. This person, this boyfriend, might be secretly preparing like a getaway, a vacation, something like that, and he will surprise you. Okay, he'll surprise you. Guess where we are going to spend our weekend? It could be something like that, you know. Not necessarily a bad thing. This new moon is actually very positive, Virgo. Now, moving on to the next sign, which is the sign of Libra. Libra. How will the month of July will be for you, Libra? Well, Libra, on the 9th of July, the full moon at 17 Capricorn is going to happen in your 4th house. So this is not a very positive full moon, I'm sorry to say. It could be a fallout with anything connected with your home environment, with your closest family, with your house, with your apartment. Some of you, there might be a death in the family. I hope not. It could be the death of an older woman in your family, Libra. Maybe this woman has been ill for a very long time. I hope that doesn't happen. It could be like mother, father, grandmother, grandfather, mother-in-law, father-in-law. It could be a woman. I said man, but it could be a man also. I'm thinking more woman. Anyway, it could be that, or it could be that you move house, or you lose your house. I hope not. I hope that's not the case. If there's some sort of issue with banks and leases and mortgage, some of you might, have to find a new place to live. In a more positive way, it's like finally you have the apartment that you always you move to a new apartment, or you finally get to buy your own house, but it's going to be taxing on you in terms of financial effort. This might be really expensive sort of house, okay? You might buy it for the first time and it's really quite transforming for you because Libra, you always wanted your own place. And it's going to be, in terms of finances, it's not going to be easy. Up more or less October 2017, but after October it's going to be easier. It's going to be easier to pay the mortgage, to pay the rent, to pay the lease, whatever. It's going to be easier to maybe you've adapted, maybe you had some sort of you might have an increase around October in terms of your finances, of your money, and you'll use it to pay this house, or to more comfortably pay for this house and pay the mortgage and the rent. Others, it could be, the dissolution of a family. Maybe you get divorced, maybe you get separated, but this is like a long time going. This is not something that happens out of the blue, but just if you might be having problems for a very long time with your spouse, with your partner, and then Either you decide to leave and move, or you force him out, or her, or you force her out. It could be you forcing her out, or it could be something, a very big change within your family. Everything is fine, Libra. With your spouse, everything is fine. You have your own place, and everything is fine in that department. But your mother-in-law is living with you, and you just can't take it anymore. And you just can't take it anymore, and you force her out. Or it's your mother, and your mother is living with you. Okay, and either you are sick of it, and she gets put into her home, or she's forced to move back to her own place, or it's your spouse that just cannot take it anymore. It kind of forces you to deal with your mother and just make her live somewhere else. So like an older woman, could be mother, but it could also be grandmother. So a grandmother with health issues, very serious health issues, needs to be placed in a home. Grandmother could be grandfather, and it's going to be expensive, and it's going to cost a lot. And the family, like the closest family, they are going to bicker, because some of them will say, I don't have the money to help pay for the how do you say, the retirement home. I don't have the money. I have this expense, and I have my kids, and blah blah blah. So they'll be bickering around money with your closest family in terms of who pays for the retirement, for the home where this older woman is going to be placed. So there's many ways of reading the same lunation, and it's going to depend from natal chart to natal chart. Now, Libra, the new moon in Leo on the 23rd of July, it's so much better. So much better. It's going to happen on your 11th house. It's a positive new moon. You feel this might be a time that you'll be spending more with your friends, going out, having fun, relaxing, and just you might be doing some sort of activities with your friends. Maybe a friend sends you a message, like a group of friends might send you a message, like, we haven't met in a while, Libra, we should just all hang out and just go out and meet, and this will kind of give you joy, and you need joy in your life, Libra. So it's just meeting a friend, meeting a group of friends, which makes you feel really, really happy. Some of you might be there might be new friends getting into your life, and these new friends might be younger, and they might be younger males. Okay, and I don't know in which capacity, Libra, you meet these new friends. Maybe you join some sort of institution. Maybe you join, I don't know, Toastmasters, whatever, or like a running club. I don't know, or a bike club. It could be a bike club, a computer club, something. I don't know what you do, but you might meet a new group of friends, and these might be younger males. The sort of charismatic sort of people, young, confident, full of life, and you just feel good just being around them. You just really, really feel good being around them. And it could be that some of them might be foreign new friends. Yeah. Anyway, what else? This could even be a theater group. I just thought of that. It could be a theater group. And the theater group might do things, they might go to hospitals or places where people are sick, or even retirement home for the old people, and you might join some sort of group that goes to these places and try to make everyone feel better. It could be using theater, humor, or any other type of activity. Or even exercise activity with humor. I don't know. I'm just giving you all sorts of possibilities. For others, it could be like a new beginning in the life of one of your friends. So one of your friends sends you a message like, I'm going to become a father or mother. or I'm going to move, or I just got this new job, like something new in the life of a friend. And this friend might contact you again around on the last week of August, saying around this time your friend calls you and tells you, I might have a very good offer. I might have there's like a new job opportunity. There's a new job opportunity. And a month after the 23rd of July, so around the last week of August, this friend contacts you again and tells you, guess what? I got the job, something like that. So it's really positive. These also, you have new hopes and new dreams for your future. You are setting up new plans and you are setting up new goals for your future. So you're really working on making your wishes real, I would say. And this is the beginning of it. Okay? So the next sign is Scorpio. How will the month of July 2017 will be for you, Scorpio? So Scorpio, the full moon on the 9th of July, that happens on 17 degrees of Capricorn. Where does it happen? It happens in your 3rd house. So what could this be? This could be a message that comes to you, a message that it's not really pleasant, like some sort of secret that comes to light, and someone sends you a message or something which was hidden and now you know about it, and it's not a very pleasant one, and you will not like it. You will not like this whatever message you get, or if it's many messages, you will not like it. Okay, they're not going to be pleasant messages, and they might be connected with some sort of deception, some sort of thing which was hidden, and you might find out, if you were having troubles, Scorpio, with a secret enemy around the 9th of July, you find out who this secret enemy was or is. Okay, he or she is fleshed out. And who can this person be? This person can be a Gemini. This person can be, a very jealous sort of woman. Gemini woman, or like a mix of Gemini and Scorpio. Sort of woman who wants to find out everything, like an obsessive sort of woman. A stalker, even. For others, not necessarily a woman, it could be a guy who's stalking you. If you're being stalked, and I really hope not, Scorpio, then around the 9th of July, you'll find out who this stalker is. Or this stalker will just amp up their game and do something really bad. This could also be hacking, so be careful with that. Be careful with anything connected with hacking, and they might be after your money and your secrets and whatever. So be careful with that. Yeah. What else it could be? It could be, Scorpio, that a big transformation happens in the life of a sibling, sister or brother, or of a cousin, not necessarily positive one, or at least they won't feel it as positive, but it's like a big transformation in their lives. Now, this could be divorce, separation, this could be losing a job, this could be any sort of things, okay? For others, it could be that you have a very big fallout, a big conflict with a sibling or with a cousin. This sibling could be an older sibling, an older woman who's your sibling, and you have, and Scorpio, you have this big conflict with this older woman who's your sister, because you find out that they're doing something behind your back, they're cheating. Even what else were they doing, Scorpio? Yeah, they're doing something behind your back. You're not really all that happy to know this. For others, it could be everything is fine with your siblings, with your cousins. There's no one stalking you. There's no one hacking you. Everything is fine, but maybe your car just dies, Scorpio. It just dies on you. So it could be the death of a car. I hope not. I would not advise you to buy any sort of vehicles around the 9th of July, because this car, whatever you buy, could be way too expensive or just might break down after a while. So wait before you make any type of decision. If you have to take your car to the mechanic ends up finding out new mechanical issues, and you have to pay a very hefty bill, or be careful with the mechanic that you choose, because this mechanic might be telling you that this car has a lot of issues, and it turns out they're lying to you, and they're making you pay for something that really doesn't exist. So instead of, let's say, a $200 bill, you get a $2,000 bill. I'm sorry, bill expense. That's what I mean. So be careful with the mechanic that you choose. For others, there might be like a change in your environment, in your neighborhood, some sort of change in your neighborhood. I'm going to give this example, but I'm not going to say this is going to happen, okay? I have no idea. This is just an example. So there might be a change in your neighborhood, because there might be some sort of earthquake, landslides, something connected with the earth. And maybe you'll be forced to leave your neighborhood for a while. What else it can be? It can also be, no, I forgot those. Third house. So the end of a short trip. This short trip could be something like going to another city to go and visit elder family members, an elder family woman, and it will not go well. Then you might have a conflict, and you might return home upset, or it's a short trip that might change your life. If you don't really have to drive, I would advise you not to drive if you can avoid it, because there's indications there might be some sort of accident. I hope that doesn't happen, but be careful when you drive. Be very careful when you drive, and pay attention to everyone else, okay? What else? This could be the ending of a course, of some sort of training, or maybe you're doing some sort of course, but it could be even a language course. It ends, but you didn't. Whatever you've ended, it could completely transform your life. Yes, because now you know something. Now you have knowledge that you might apply that will transform your life. Or for others, it could be something that you really didn't like. Whatever you studied, you didn't like, and you just didn't even finish the course, because you were not into it, or it was too expensive, or some sort of other issue. For others, it could be the end of, if you do lectures, if you do public readings or something like that. It could be the end of that. If you're like some sort of comedian, it's the end of those lectures around the 9th of July, the end of your tour or something like that. For others, it could be finishing up a writing project in which you will reveal lots of secrets. Finishing up a writing project in which you will be revealing a lot of secrets. Scorpio, now for the new moon on the 23rd of July at 0 degrees of Leo. This is going to be a very positive new moon. It's going to happen in your 10th house. So this is new beginnings connected with your career, with your profession, with your job. If you're writing something, if you're a writer, it could be, this could be something that will completely change your life. I said writer, it could be any other things, but you around the 23rd of July and the next 2 weeks following, you'll be really engaged in your profession, in your career, and you might be getting very pleasant news about your career, about your profession. Really pleasant news. You might be getting some sort of loan, you might be getting some sort of scholarship or grant or whatever, and at least the news that you'll be getting this, and you're happy. Honestly, you're happy in terms of money, career, finances, job. Things are, at least around the 23rd of July, things are improving, things are getting better. For others, it could be a change in your public image. Why? Maybe you, Scorpio, you stop being single and you get married, for instance. Maybe you stop not having kids and now you have a kid. And whatever happens in your life, people will look at you in a very positive way. Okay? Your public image is really positive. Okay? This is a much more pleasant new moon. And if what was I going to say? If you have a new boss, you're gonna like this boss. This could be a young male boss. You're gonna like this boss a lot. He's the entrepreneurial type of guy. He's charismatic. He's gonna be popular. He's fiery. He's loyal. He's the type of guy that makes everyone happy just to be around him. Okay, could be that as well. Now moving on to the next sign, which is Sagittarius. Sagittarius. The next sign, Sagittarius. How will the month of July be for you, Sagittarius? Well, the full moon at 17 degrees of Capricorn on the 9th of July happens in your second house. So this is a culmination connected with your money, the money that you earn, with your finances. So you might be getting a salary and you will not be, and you won't like the salary that you get. Okay? So maybe you get less than you expected. Or it could be the other way around. It could be you get so much that you just get, oh my God, you were really not expecting this. Some of you might be getting a promotion, Sagittarius. This of course isn't for all, okay? But with this promotion, there'll be lots and lots of duties and responsibilities. You might be getting a lot of money, but it's going to be taxing on you. And if it's a promotion that lends you a lot of money, there's some sort of battle of wills between you and others, and other people who work in the same company as you do. You might have to deal with very arrogant sort of people, and you might be forced to impose your own way. So you might be getting money, but it's going to cost you. For others, it's like the money that you get is really, it's not enough, and you're really mad because whatever you've been paid, it's simply not sufficient. What else? A large institution might be taking away money from you. I don't know in what way. What else it could be? It could be that you lend money to a friend, but probably because this friend kind of emotionally blackmailed you. You lend money to a friend. It could be that. Or it could be that you need money from a friend. You take money from a friend. Though I'm not really seeing it as such. But there's like some sort of conflict between your money and friendships and a group of friends. Maybe you get paid, okay? And then around the 9th of July, you go out to see your friends. And then the bill, and they pick a very expensive restaurant. And then the bill comes out. And maybe you just had tea and everyone else had lobster. And they want you to participate in this very huge amount of money. And you have to give like they want you to give $100 or €100 or £100. And you said, no, I only had tea. And there might be like, and you're really protective of your money, and you don't think it's fair that you have to pay so much when everyone else had lobster and you had tea. Okay, I'm just giving you like this sort of example. So you don't think it's fair. So there might be some sort of conflict between the money that you have and your friends. What else? But for others, it could be like a source of income comes to an end. So you might lose your job. I really hope not. You might lose your job because maybe you're spending way too much time with your friends. It could be that. Maybe this institution, this large institution in which you work doesn't want you there, and they find like just an excuse to throw you out. So you're fired. I hope that doesn't happen, but it could be that. Or it just, you have your normal job and you have other sources of income, Sagittarius. One of those sources of income might abruptly end. Okay, could be that. So, what else, Sagittarius? Now, the new moon on the 23rd of July happens on 0 degrees of Leo. 0 degrees of Leo. And it's going to happen in your 9th house. And this is a very pleasant new moon. It really is. It makes good aspects. It's a joyful new moon. It's an enthusiastic sort of new moon. Happens on the 23rd of July at 0 degrees of Leo. Some of you might be getting news connected with the university where you're going to study. So you're really happy because you're going to get to study in the university of your choice. Others, you already are in university, but you wanted to further your university studies, your education, your higher education, and you just got the message that you will be accepted, I don't know, September, October, you were accepted to this program, I don't know, to this doctorship program or whatever. Like really positive news connected with university studies at whatever level you are in your high education career or studies. Others, it could be like a trip. You go on a trip abroad and you're really, really happy. You might be going, Sagittarius, on a trip abroad with a male, young male. So this could be a friend of yours. It could be a young male, but this young male could be boyfriend, could be son, could be grandson, could be co-worker. You know, it's a young male. So you go on a trip, on a vacation, I would say. What else could it be? This could also be something connected with law and justice. So maybe some sort of new case. So it's positive beginnings connected with law and the judicial system. It's a positive beginnings. I don't know what's happening in your life that has to do with courts, but whatever it is, it's positive and you're going to like it. Okay? What else it could be? It could be your in-laws come to visit you. So, and you have a very pleasant time with your in-laws. They might even be coming coming to your hometown to introduce you to your new nephew. And I'm thinking it's a nephew. And maybe this is like the first time you see your nephew. It could be a niece also, but it could be, I'm thinking more nephew. And maybe it's like 3 years old or something like that. Or it could be a very young boy, baby even. But I'm thinking like 2, 3, 8, 9, something like that. What else? It's positive. It's really positive and pleasant. Really pleasant. Maybe you're starting to study something connected with the esoterical arts, because it's something that really fills you with joy, Sagittarius. You know, tarot, astrology, the runes, anything to do with this universe. You're starting a new course, you know, an astrology course, a tarot course, or something like that. Or you are doing such a course, are you making such a course, and you are presenting it to the world, yeah, putting it online so others can, you know, learn from you. So Sagittarius, this is all that I have for you. Now let's go to Capricorn. Capricorn. How will the month of July be for you, Capricorn? So on the 9th of July, the full moon at 17 degrees of Capricorn, it's going to happen in your first house. So this entails new developments in your life, new endings, a culmination of some sort in your life. This is not a very pleasant full moon, I'm sorry to tell you. So I'm going to give you a few examples. It could be a separation. It could be a divorce. It could be losing a job. It could be losing a career. It could be the opposite, but even though it's a very pleasant, positive thing, you don't feel it in a pleasant. You feel afraid. You feel some sort of emotional instability, even if it's a very good and positive thing. If you get married, you feel somewhat unstable and afraid. If you have this great new break in your profession, in your career, you almost don't believe in it, and you feel very intense emotions. So it doesn't mean necessarily that it's a bad thing, but it could, for some it could be a negative thing, but for others it could be a very positive thing. But the emotions surrounding this event, these new developments in your life, are so intense that you really don't know how to deal with this complete transformation in your life. And this complete transformation in your life could be personal, could be professional, could be, you know, work-wise, love-wise. So I don't know what it is, okay? But it's big, it's relevant, it's visible, and it's going to be emotionally intense, okay? This could even be some sort of plastic surgery that will completely change your life. I'm not saying go out and have plastic surgery, okay? I'm not saying that. So it depends from a natal chart to natal chart, Capricorn. Now, the new moon on the 23rd of July, 2017, Capricorn, at 0 degrees of Leo. Where does it happen? It happens in your 8th house. The 8th house is the house of transformation. So this further emphasizes that there's some sort of big transformation in your life, Capricorn. Something big is happening. Something that gives you some sort of fright and fear and intense emotions. But this transformation around the 23rd of July will be much more pleasant for you. You'll feel it in a much more pleasant way. You're a bit happier then. And I'm thinking cosmetic surgery. Some of you it's cosmetic surgery. Others it could be some sort of health issue that and you needed to do some sort of surgery to deal with this health issue. Whatever it is, it's a good positive transformation. Now for others it could be a new love affair. You might have a close, intimate relationship with a young man in your life, and this will be a young male. Will be a very enthusiastic, fiery, charismatic, popular sort of young male, and you might be starting an intimate relationship with this man, this young male, and you just feel pleasant, just feel it in a very pleasant sort of way, just feel happy, you know. For others, it's new beginnings in terms of shared finances. So you might be getting royalties, for instance, if you get, if you are in whatever profession, that some sort of profession that entails the fact that you can receive royalties. It could be receiving royalties for a book that you've written, but from any other source. This could be getting dividends, you know, getting dividends from some, but it could be a new finances. In terms of finances, you make a financial decision to invest in some sort of action, bonds, and you make an investment decision that will eventually bring you earnings. Or it could be that you move in with someone that you've met, and both of you now have shared finances. Now you share the pot. It's like you have your money, he or she has their money, or his money or her money, and now you join your finances. You're living together, and you pay your bills together, you know. But this could also be studying something occult. You might be maybe you like gemstones, maybe you like astrology, maybe you like tarot, and around this time you make the decision to really study that sort of esoterical knowledge, and whatever it is, it really fills you with joy, Capricorn. Now, moving on to the next sign, which is Aquarius. How will the month of July be for you, Aquarius? Well, Aquarius, the full moon on the 9th of July happens on the 17th degree of Capricorn. Happens on your 12th house. A secret might come to light, a very revealing secret, a very disturbing secret connected with an older female in your life, an older woman. This could be mother, grandmother, aunt, sister, an older woman who might be your in-law, so an older sister-in-law, I would say. Some of you, not all, okay, I'm just giving several examples, okay, Aquarius? So a very disturbing secret connected with an older woman in your life, could be sister-in-law, and it could be connected, for instance, with religion, with some sort of court issue, yeah, or with a foreign person, or related to an outside country. A secret connected with an older woman in your life that might be connected with abroad. I don't know what it is. With a foreign country. I don't know what it is. Or with a foreign person. Oh, I'm going to give you an example. Just imagine that you find out that your grandmother secretly married a foreign guy. That would be like the secret that could be revealed. This, yeah, could be that. It could be a secret connected with church, you know, nothing to do with an older woman in your life, in your family, but there's like a secret connected with your church, your mosque, whatever, your synagogue, and that secret comes to light. And it's a very disturbing secret. It could be any sorts of things. It could be like you find out that like the priest was stealing, you know, stealing money that was supposed to go to the roof, you know, to fix the roof, and he took the money and he just did something else. This could also be a secret which is revealed during a court case, or a secret which is revealed that will entail you going to court or someone going to court. This could be something to do with higher education. The secret revealed might be connected with higher education. Now, I said older woman, but not necessarily. Imagine that it could be a woman in your life, within your family, and you find out that this woman left her college course and didn't come back, and you all thought that she was still studying in college, and she is not, and she hid it from a lot of people. This could be a necessity to be alone also, because for some of you, you're studying way too hard for your tests, for your exams. Anything to do with higher education, you're really studying hard, and you need to be on your own, and you're studying throughout the night. You're studying throughout the night to do your exams, to do your papers, anything connected with higher education. Or you might be researching something, Aquarius. You might be researching throughout the night, and it's something again connected with with higher education. You might be a professor, for instance, Aquarius, and you are investigating something, and you uncover all sorts of new juicy details about whatever field of work you are investigating or in which you are working on. So this could be just really intense investigation, really intense study, and it will be taxing, and it might even damage you. So you have to not exaggerate in that. Okay, try not to exaggerate in that. Also, there could be, you might find out there's something to do with health issues with a sister-in-law or father or brother-in-law. The in-laws, there's some sort of health issue, and there's a culmination connected with this health issue, which might not be necessarily pleasant or positive, I'm sorry to say. Now, moving on to the next, the new moon. The new moon on the 23rd of July at 0 degrees Leo. In your case, Aquarius, where does this new moon happen? It happens in your 7th house. So these are, it's a very pleasant new moon. It really is. So it could be, if you're single, you might meet someone wonderful, and you might start almost immediately a new relationship with this new person, and you're really engaged in being with another person, in just devoting yourself to another person, and just being part of a partnership, Aquarius. So if you're single, you might meet someone new. This could be a young male, okay, a young male, and you might just might meet him. It could be a her also, but you meet this person around the 23rd of July, and around the 21st of August, or in the last week of August, you might actually start a relationship with this person. For others, you've been in a relationship for a very long time. Maybe you decide to get married, okay? And this is the decision. Either your partner asks you, what if we get married? And you have like, he or she, I'm thinking he, it's a he, because most of my viewers are female, so it's a he. Could be a she, okay? But this person, your partner, is very enthusiastic and really wants to marry you, and maybe enthusiastically pops the question, what if we get married? Will you marry me? You know. So it might be like that. You might decide to finally get married, and you might set up the date around the 23rd of July, and you might actually get married on the last week of August. And this could be like a civil. I know that if it's a religious wedding, it's not now. You can't. I don't think you can do a religious wedding within a month. I think it takes a lot longer to prepare. Okay, but it could be a civil marriage. It could be, I think, within a month. It's, yeah, within a month. I'm thinking it's more than doable, but I might be mistaken. But I don't think you have to wait a month in order to get married in a civil, through in Portuguese we say civil. So through the conservatory, going to formally getting married, not just a church wedding, but just formally. Others, it could be you might have like a business partnership, might have a business partnership with a young male, might open up a business of some kind. This business might be connected with young children, for instance. I don't know, I'm going to give you an example. Maybe you are going to sell clothes for young kids or gadgets for young kids, anything connected with kids. Could be that. Not necessarily, it could be for young teenage women also. What else? So the 7th house is also the house of contracts. So you might be signing up a new contract around the 23rd of July. This contract could be connected, could be freelance work, Aquarius. So if you have your ordinary job, you might do freelance work on the side. So this is new freelance work coming in, and you have a new contract, or it could be actually a new job, or it could be your partner who's there's something new in their life. For instance, it could be a new job. It could be actually a new job. Whatever it is that's happening in your spouse's life or long-term partner's life, it's very positive, and they feel extremely happy for it. So they're really, really glad for it. So it's a better, I would say, it's a better new moon. Now, moving on to the next sign, which is Pisces. Pisces, how will the month of July 2017 be for you? Well, the full moon happens on the 9th of July at 17 degrees of Capricorn. It's going to happen on your 11th house. This is not a very pleasant full moon, I'm sorry to say. So it could be a fallout with a group of friends or one of your friends. If it's a friend, I would say it's a female, older woman. There might be some sort of fallout with her. And you have some sort of conflict with this woman. Maybe you lend money to her, and maybe you need it back, and maybe she won't give you the money that you have loaned her back, or maybe she's asking for a loan from you. Maybe in terms of finances, Pisces, things are going well for you. You might have had an increase in your money, or your spouse or your partner might have had an increase, or you might have even earned the lottery, and there's someone of your friend, there's a friend of yours, or there's a group of friends that really want you to share all of your wealth and abundance with them, and you say no. And that's why some of them end the friendship with you, or you end the friendship with a person or a group of friends because they call you greedy, from your point of view, it's like, oh, you're no longer my friend if I don't give you money. Okay, it depends. Okay, but it might be connected with money, but not just that. Okay. For others, there's like a culmination. There's a long-term project, a long-term goal, a long-term wish that you had, Pisces, and it reaches a culmination. And this could be in two of different ways. In one more positive way is that it reaches, finally you get what you've always wanted for a very long time, Pisces, and in such a way that you really don't know how to deal with it because it's really emotionally intense. And whatever this project is, it might come with a flow of extreme abundance and extreme riches. Lots and lots of money, okay? And it's just so big that you don't know how to deal with this. For others, it could be the opposite. You have to let go of a long-term wish, a long-term plan. And you have to let go of it because of money issues, It could be many issues, or because also you have to devote yourself more to a child, or to a love affair. I mean, like someone with whom you're with might, with whom you have a passionate love affair, might demand from you to abandon a long-term wish, a long-term project that you had for you for a long time, and you might do it either for a kid or for a lover. Others, it could be that your long-term wish that you get, it was to find, like, it was to have, Pisces, a very intense, passionate love affair, and finally you have it. You know, it depends. It depends from natal chart to natal chart. For others, it could be gains from your profession, from your career, and these gains might be very little, and you're very mad about it because you felt that you deserved much more than the gains from your career, from your profession, than the ones you're getting, and you're really mad, you're really furious. For others, it could be lots and lots of gains from your career, from your profession. Let's say that you've worked in a company, and now and you work in a company for a while, and this company wants to reward you in your efforts with how do you say, in Portuguese we say ações. It's like, oh my god, stocks. It's stocks. So they want to reward you with stocks for all of your hard work. Or they have rewarded you with stocks a long time back, or a while back, for all of your hard work. Maybe they couldn't pay you properly, okay? And they decided, okay, we'll give you stocks from our company. Do you accept that? And you said yes. And now you find out that those stocks are worth millions. So it could be something like that. So it could be extremely positive for you. Okay, it depends, okay? Even things when they are negative or appear to be negative, they're not necessarily negative. They're just really intense. Now, Pisces. The new moon that happens on the 23rd of July at 0 degrees of Leo, it's going to happen where? In your case, Pisces, it's going to happen in your 6th house. So it's a very pleasant new moon. And these are new beginnings in things connected with your work environment, with your job. I'm sorry, some of you might be getting a promotion. Some of you might be getting new colleagues, new co-workers. These new co-workers are young males, and you might be getting along with these new co-workers. There's particularly one male, one young male who's really funny, is really nice to be around, and you really enjoy being around this person, and you just have a really fantastic, pleasant time in your work environment with your new colleagues. Even if you have new responsibilities, everything is fine. For others, it could be a new beginning in terms of your health. The way maybe you change your diet, maybe you start to exercise, and whatever you do it. You choose a fun sport filled with young people. That really, it could be something like pumping iron. I don't know, but it's fun. It's fun. It could be something connected with dancing, and you really like it. So whatever it is in terms of work, career, work environment, job, colleagues, health, and exercise and diet, it's pleasant, it's nice, you like it, and it fills you with joy, Pisces. That's it. This is the reading that I have for you, for astrology reading for July 2017. This is a very general reading. If you'd like a private consultation, please send an email to dunyazade@gmail.com, and I'd be delighted to work with you. Bye bye.